Idle, the empty plate that always fed others. First, soft dawnlight slipped through the cracks of a small clay house at the edge of a quiet village. The house was simple, with mud walls and a wooden door that creaked whenever the wind touched it. Inside lived an old woman named Amma Safia. She owned very little, yet her home always smelled of warm bread and gentle prayers. On a low wooden shelf in her kitchen rested an old plate. It was not made of silver or gold. It was chipped, slightly cracked, and faded from years of use. Amma Safia called it her baraka plate. Every morning she washed it carefully, whispering Bismillah as water flowed over its surface. Then she placed it in the center of the room, empty and waiting. Amma Safia believed food tasted better when shared. She would cook whatever she could, sometimes a pot of lentils, sometimes just dry bread softened with water. When the food was ready, she never filled the old plate first. Instead, she took smaller bowls and filled them for others. If a hungry neighbor knocked at her door, she smiled and served them first. If a traveler passed by, dusty and tired, she sat them down and placed food before them, using that old plate as the serving plate. If a child from the village wandered in with empty eyes and a rumbling stomach, Amma Safia gently fed the child and wiped their mouth with her scarf. The plate remained empty. Days passed, then weeks. The villagers often wondered how Amma Safia survived. Some whispered that she must be hiding food. Others thought she was foolish to give so much away. But every night, when the village fell silent, Amma Safia sat on her prayer mat, her stomach light, but her heart full. She thanked Allah for the chance to serve. One evening, a drought came. The fields cracked under the sun, and the grain stores grew thin. Hunger began knocking on every door. Even those who once had plenty now worried about tomorrow. Still, Amma Safia cooked what little she had. One night, a knock came after Isha prayer. When she opened the door, she found a mother and her 2 small children, their faces pale with hunger. Without a word, Amma Safia brought them inside. She lit a small lamp and placed the old plate on the floor. She had only a handful of rice left. Carefully, she cooked it and served the children first. The mother's eyes filled with tears as she ate slowly, afraid the food might disappear. When they finished, the pot was empty. The old plate was still empty too. The mother looked at Amma Safia and whispered, "What about you?" Amma Safia smiled softly. "Allah has already fed me." That night, after the family left, Amma Safia lay down with an empty stomach. Her body felt weak, but her heart felt light. She closed her eyes and made dua, not for food, but for strength to keep giving. Before sleep fully took her, she dreamed. In her dream, she stood in a vast land filled with light. Angels moved gently, carrying plates made of noor. One angel came forward holding a plate that looked just like her old one, chipped, cracked, and simple. The angel spoke with a voice calm as water. This plate fed others before itself. The plate began to glow. Light poured into it, filling it again and again, spilling outward like mercy. The more it gave, the brighter it became. Then the angel said, "In the sight of Allah, what feeds others for His sake is never empty." Amma Safia woke up with tears on her cheeks. The next morning, the village buzzed with noise. A caravan had arrived unexpectedly, carrying sacks of grain and food for villages struck by drought. When the people distributed the supplies, the leader of the caravan stopped at Amma Safia's house. "We were told," he said gently, "that in this village lives a woman who feeds others even when she has nothing." He placed sacks of rice, flour, and dates at her door. Amma Safia lowered her head and whispered, "Alhamdulillah." From that day on, her house became a place of quiet generosity. The old plate remained in the center, still used to serve others first. Sometimes it held bread, sometimes fruit, sometimes steaming rice. But Amma Safia never changed her habit. She always filled others' bowls before her own. Years later, When Amma Safiya returned to Allah, the villagers gathered in her small home. They found the old plate clean and empty, resting on the shelf. No one dared throw it away. They kept it there as a reminder, not of hunger, but of a heart that trusted Allah completely. And the village learned a lesson they never forgot. The hands that give for the sake of Allah are never left empty, even when the plate is. Moral: true nourishment comes from generosity. When you feed others for the sake of Allah, He feeds your soul with blessings unseen.